and welcome to The Only Way is Open Source. In this short video, I shall be showing you how to install and locally host Drupal, the free and open source web content management system written in PHP. So without further ado, let's get started. To help, I've made available a short user guide, which is available within the description below for if you wish to download and utilize. To begin with, we need to install PHP, MySQL and Apache to build and deploy dynamic websites and web applications. All the commands for this video can simply be copied and pasted from the guide provided, straight into the terminal, like so. However, when pasting the commands in, ensure that there are no big gaps, as this will cause problems when installing the required software. You may find that some applications are not installed. Once the command is ready and as it should be, just press enter. You'll be prompted for your sudo password. It'll then ask you if you want to continue. Just press Y and enter. Whilst this is installing the necessary software, I'll just briefly explain the core apps and services. Apache is the web server responsible for serving web pages. MySQL is the database management system used to store and retrieve data. And PHP is the server-side scripting language used to create dynamic content and interact with the database. Whilst this is installing, let's head on over to Firefox and download the latest Drupal. We just do a search for Drupal. Go to drupal.org. In the menu, hover on Try Drupal, select Download, and we want to download Drupal, the zip content. Once that's finished downloading, minimize Firefox and head back over to the terminal. As we can see, all the necessary apps and services have been installed. Next, we need to extract the downloaded Drupal zipped folder. So we just copy this command, paste it in. Before proceeding with the command, we must change this bit here. Where it says username, enter the username of the user that is currently logged on to the system. So in my case, it's TOWiOS. And this command will unzip the Drupal folder, which is located in Home TOWiOS Downloads, placing it in var www.html. When you're ready, press enter. Next, we need to amend the php.ini file. The default configuration file, which contains numerous variables that applications such as Drupal utilize. And it's here where we can amend the configurations responsible for things like file size limits, for example. So to do this, we need to open the php.ini file in a text editor such as Nano. So we just copy this command, paste it in. Nano will then open the php.ini file, and it's here we want to have 7 things amended. The first is the max input vars. So within the terminal, press Ctrl W to bring up the search and type in max_input_vars. Press enter, and here we need to remove the semicolon to enable it. And we want to change the number to 5000. The next one we want to change is the memory limit. We want to increase that to 512. This is actually a couple of lines below, so if we just go down, change that to 512. Next we want to change upload max file size. So again, Control W, and we'll do a search for upload underscore max underscore file size. We want to change this to 256. We also want to change the max file uploads to 40, and that's a couple of lines below. So get rid of the 2, put in a 4. Next we want to change post max size. So Control W and do a search for post underscore max underscore size. Change this to 256. And lastly, we want to increase the max execution time to 300. So Control W and do a search for max underscore execution underscore time, and simply add a 0. Those are all the changes. So we want to just save the file, so Control X to bring the prompt up, press Y and then enter. Next we just want to start the Apache 2 service. This is the web server. And to check that it is running, if we head on over to Firefox and go to http://localhost, and there we can see Apache is up and running. Next we need to set up the database that Drupal will use. So to begin with, let's start the MySQL service. Let's log into MySQL. In this instance there won't be a password, so when prompted just press enter. As you can see, we have now successfully logged into MySQL as the prompt has changed. We now need to create a database. In this instance it's called Drupal underscore DB. And just to confirm that it is actually there, if we do show databases, and there it is, Drupal underscore DB. We need to create a user. This user will be called Drupal user and will have a password of password123 exclamation mark ampersand sign with a capital P. We then need to assign database permissions to that newly created user. We'll paste that in there. And to ensure that the modifications are active and accessible, we now need to clear the cache with flush privileges. There are all the commands done for MySQL, so we just type in quit, semicolon, and that's it. We now actually need to secure the web server files and set the relevant permissions. So to do this, you just grab this command, paste it in. This will change the ownership of the Drupal directory located within the web server, and it will change it to www-data. We then need to edit a file called 000-default.conf, and this is the file that controls the default Apache sample website for Drupal. So to do this, we need to just grab this command. This will open up that configuration file in the Nano text editor, and within this file we need to add the following contents within the directory heading. So I usually paste it in here. You just need to save it, so Control X, press Y for yes, and then enter. We now need to enable the rewrite module. This refers to a module for the Apache web server which literally rewrites or redirects requests to specified content, it transforms incoming requests to a path in the web server's file system. So to do that, just grab this, copy, paste it in. To ensure that it runs, we have to restart Apache. Command is there. We'll just grab it though from the instructions as it's already written out. Paste it in. This restarts the Apache web server. And to check that the module is running, we just grab this command. There we go. Rewrite module. It's in there. Okay. Next, we now need to install Drupal itself. So we'll just grab this URL, copy, head on over to Firefox, go to the required URL, so it will be http://localhost/Drupal- and the version of Drupal that you've installed. In this instance is 10.1.2. So we want to have English British as our chosen language. Save and continue. We want to do the standard installation. It jumped through verify requirements, so there's nothing that needed amended. It was all happy. Now we're on the database setup. Yes, we're using MySQL. The database name is Drupal_DB. And that was from the phase where we were setting up MySQL. The database username, Drupal user. The password is password with a capital P, 123, exclamation mark, and the ampersand sign. Within advanced options, we'll just check that it is localhost. Port number's already in there by default. Read commit, leave as is. Table name prefix, there's no intervention required here. Save and continue. I say don't save password, but it's up to you. It will then install Drupal. It will set up translations. This doesn't require any intervention either. And now we can configure our site. In this instance, the site name we're going to call my site. With regards a site email address, you must put an email address in. Site maintenance account. I've decided to use a username of superuser with a password of a capital S, E, C, U, R, E, capital M, the number 3 and an exclamation mark. And just repeat that again to confirm. It's got the email address in. Default country, United Kingdom. Default time zone is London. It's up to you if you want to uncheck for updates automatically and receive email notifications. In this instance, I will just leave them selected. And that's pretty much it. Save and continue. Again, it's up to you if you want it to save the password. I don't. And once it's complete, it will log you in into your Drupal site using your site maintenance account, in this instance superuser. And there you have it, a Drupal website